Yay. And here we are. And is this a cosmic joke?
This is a
Once
cosmic joke.
It is. Everything is.
So today we're going to do energy updates, and then we're also going to be talking about what we were just talking about, the magnetic pole shift, and then also the portal to Andromeda and what's functioning there. Also, what's going on with Jupiter too as well.
Okay, then.
Not me. The planet. Yeah. So let's do our energy update. What do you have, Allison?
We are doing massive integration from everything, it seems like. It's like the ego things are coming up. People are really being forced to look in and not respond and react because things are looping a lot quicker, as people are probably noticing. There are a lot of people with headaches, the head pains, especially through the back and up, across, as we've talked about, as those integrations. And I'm also knowing seeing the points from left to right. So it's almost though you could do a big, X point within the center of the head that is bringing everything online, or attempting to bring everything on a line and into alignment. The heart chakra has, I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Nope. Heart chakra has been expanding exponentially, including, from the throat through the solar plexus. So a lot of people are having either coughing or, stomach issues, or feeling really chest weird, like anxiety almost. And as that heart continues to expand, it's attempting, or it is, I guess, bringing online other electrical systems within the body, because the heart does have its largest field of frequency that we resonate from. So as it's going through, it's kind of like overriding, which is a good thing, so that the entire body is in line again with its own field within the heart center, which is going to be helpful. But it is bringing up even more things on a cellular level, because as that higher energy vibration is actually swooping through the body, it's disturbing things that we've held that are within us. So again, things are coming up for people. It's like, it's okay. Recognize and understand that event, that emotion, whatever is brought up, the anger, trauma is not the original event. It does feel like it, and your body is responding as though it's the same, because that exact same energy is being pulled up. And as best you can, sit back and breathe. Recognize this is a replay. This is on the DVD player. This is playing it over again. This time I'm going to choose the best I can to not be emotionally involved in it, to try to be the observer and try to step back. It's hard. It really is difficult. Yeah. But with practice, we step back and go, okay, yes, that happened. I see it. I know that this is not going on right now, because it's not going on right now. And to allow it to have its expression, to let it just say what it needs to, cry if you need to, and just allow it to keep going, just to keep rising on up.
Really releasing. Yeah.
Yeah, because
letting it go. You have to conditionally, I choose not to play into the story that I'm seeing, because it looks like movie timelines.
Yes.
That's what it looks like, and say I choose not to believe in this story and this timeline anymore. Yes, I see it, but I'm letting it go. I don't want this to impact me any further. Another thing, a lot of separation and duality stuff will start replaying again, which is, causing for, the separation between relationships. And you just have to just say, I choose not to believe in this. We're all one. So it's kind of like your conditioning, because a lot of it'll keep coming up and pulling up, because the ego wants to go, look at this, look at that, remember this, let's look at this. It feels like the ego is going, ah!
And it's looking for a confrontation. It's looking right. It's looking for its own assurances that, oh, I'm okay. And for the ego's assurances means I have to be right and you have to be wrong. That's how the ego needs reassurances. And it will find the most nitpicky thing to attempt to prove that it's right. Mm-hmm. And it is. It's reprogramming it or whatever to go, it's all okay. We don't have to be right or wrong. Everybody's right. Everybody's wrong. It's okay.
Does it even matter? Because that's what
the ego, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
No,
negative thought patterns, basically. Yeah.
we're looking at those too. The newest thing that's coming up, again, we talked about before about our plasma fields, cleaning the plasma fields, because that's where a lot of the energies are coming in. And today, just before we were on the call, they were showing me that the plasma field is all of this space between everything. And then I was shown the physical body that is sound. They're talking about sound frequency within the body and light frequencies within our outer bodies, the soul bodies, the atmic body, etheric body, and all the rest of it. And that some of the distortion is between sound and light. And I went, okay. So it was, again, talking about the sound frequencies within our body, which has to do with what do we listen to, what do we say, what is our resonance, our tone, and how are we in an authentic alignment with our higher self, because that is the sound. So I'm still in the middle of that one, but that was a good thing, and that's what's causing some of this distortion, the sparks and everything else, that we're not fully able to bring the light bodies into the physical body, which is what we're working on. And again, it's like, okay, we're clearing the plasmic fields, but we're still recreating from the physical form with these sound waves. The sound waves we're still emitting. So
because well, we've been working on it for probably about I believe like a month or two now, because it's something that my counselor is saying is that because we're shifting into, let's say, okay, thank you. I have my database reminder of what I wanted to talk about. We're shifting into the next harmonic universe. So as we're sitting here and we're moving and we're clearing everything at the same time, we're not hearing the fruit for people that can actually hear. Okay, that I would say, like, you can call it a clear audience or whatever the clairs that you want to. For people that actually hear, we're not hearing the frequencies correctly. And that's something that they keep reminding me. They're like, this is what you think you're hearing, which probably has to do with the sound frequency tones. But they're like, you're moving, you're shifting into a new harmonic universe. And you're also clearing at the same time. So what you think you're hearing, you're not hearing correctly. And then you have to go into all your aspects and then the higher selves too. That's just a whole nother thing. But that's something that they told me to pay attention to. They're like, disregard anything and a lot of what you feel like that is going on in your 360 field angle is what they, the bands, the energetic bands. And that's something that they were explaining to me, is that just, we're moving, so you're shifting, so you're tuning into a new frequency. So it's pretty cool. You can see the plasma around us too, so those that can actually see.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the plasma, and then, oh my God, out in the sky you can see it too as well. And I'm going, what is that? Like, I'll be outside looking, and I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Squigglies. I always call them squigglies. Look at the squigglies.
Yeah.
I didn't know what words they were. And you're correct on the movement. We are hearing what we're hearing. However, it's a portion of what's available. Mm-hmm. Again, just like our vision, we're only seeing what we're seeing, and it's not a full vision of everything that's possible. So as the necessity of cleaning out our plasma fields, and they're saying our physical forms of all of the cellular traumas, grief, whatever else is in there, because as we are moving and resonating, all of that has a frequency, a tone within our physical forms. So as we're moving, we are clearing the outer bodies, but the inner bodies are still generating these outward frequencies and tones. So yes, as you're moving, but you're still in such a loud noise of what you're carrying that you can't hear properly. So again, it's the push. We've got to clean out the physical forms of anything, everything, so that in essence, it's all flowing through us. What we hear is what comes through and what goes. It's no longer this, I'm hearing it, I'm translating, it's filtering through as much as it can because of all the density of stuff that I'm carrying.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just sitting here, and that's what they're, but see, okay, it's not just us.
No.
It's the whole planet. And this, okay, galaxy. Okay, thank you. So they're like, it's the whole universe and planetary system of our system of what we know is completely moving. So it's the Earth is going it's something they're showing me, but I just need a board for this. So they're showing that, you can't even see this. So they're showing the Andromeda galaxy and how the Earth is being completely pulled back into alignment with it. And that's so we're being pulled as well. Everyone is. And the
Yes.
people that are more sensitive are the ones that are feeling it the most. So it's just, and we're being pulled. So we're going to next harmonic universe, which there's 5 harmonic universes as far as what we know. They're saying it's what we know for now, because all the new information always comes down, right? So that's what they're showing. We're just being completely pulled back into alignment, because that's the proper alignment. So that's what we're being pulled back to Andromeda.
Yeah, we've been doing that for quite a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember, I think we probably talked about it. We probably weren't recording then, though, when we talked about it. And we're being rotated and shifted at the same time. And
Yep.
that's why when we went through where we went across that bubble of whatever was exploded and they had no idea what would happen, this is all part of that process. Because, again, we're being moved across a space and time that we haven't been before in an effort to move back into a proper alignment. The other part of that they said is that they kept telling me we've got 12 planets. I'm like, okay.
We have more than that, but that's okay.
But, I mean, for the 12 planets for our geometry, for our sacred geometry. Yes. So when Earth gets put back into her place, it will assist, and other planets will also snap into their place. And then they show me that nice, thing that the planets do like this. So everything is in proper alignment moving, which was, I can remember writing a blog about that going, we have absolutely no idea how the planetary changes are going to affect the physical form. Yes. I mean, if whatever planet now we're used to going way back out, Jupiter or whatever, and it only comes around, every 100 years or whatever it is, can you imagine that we're going to be monthly, or bi-monthly or whatever it is that this new system is going to be, we're going to have constant interaction of all of the planets.
They're saying every 3 weeks. So, and yeah, and
which is so cool.
Which is my higher self. Okay, I'm not going to say they anymore. It's me. My I am presence is explaining.
No more Mercury retrograde. Huh.
Yay! I'm sure you can hear the crowds going. Oh my God. No, they're explaining they're saying it's about every 3 weeks. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, and also, the way. Okay, so yeah, so the higher self is explaining that we're going to be able to see the planets closer. Okay, so people are going to freak out eventually when they see, let's say, Saturn or Jupiter, which people are actually already noticing right now. The people that actually sit and do stargazing will be able to see that they're getting closer too. So we're going to be able to actually see them. Now, see, I've had prophet visions of this for years, for like 7 or 8 years, of actually being able to fully see them into our, like, as clear as day. I remember seeing that. So these are things that were shown to me before I didn't even know what the hell was going on until I actually received the whole download, and I was like, oh, okay. Now, there's going to be turbulence during this process, and that's why we're seeing, like, they're explaining why Jupiter, something collided with Jupiter, is because of we're going back into our original rotation. So,
and everything needs a little bump to put it back in the proper trajectory. And at some point, I mean, they just showed it to me as though some point when things start moving in close enough, it's like it just sucks back into its alignment. And I could imagine, I mean, they show like a moment of stillness. Who knows how long a moment is before everything, then the cog, wheel starts to turn and things start to do what they're doing. And it's interesting because it's like, then we're in this complete ship of a galaxy that then, because we don't stop moving the whole time, wherever we're going, we continue moving. And it's almost as though once that happens, if our movement was like this, it's like it would be fast, and we can just seriously jump to the next quadrant, or to wherever else. But you're right, we are lining up with the Andromedans are really having a big role in this process. They're kind of overseeing from the higher quadrants in the alignment and moving through the alignment to get it just so.
Yes.
In alignment with the galactic central sun. They're like the go-between, the way station, whatever you want to call it, until we are in a better position to be able to do that connection directly
Yeah.
to the grace.
It has to be directly. It can't be the zigzags of what they're explaining. So we're actually being pulled so we can go straight back into the correct alignment.
But the Andromedas are diffusing it, because we at this point would just blow ourselves up if we connected like, whoo. So,
oh yeah, no, it has to be. It's a slow and it is not a gentle process. That is such a lie. Not to the physical form, because it's a gentle process. Yeah. And it depends. Okay, and how many times your body has been completely shut down in organs. No.
yeah, exactly.
Or thrown back in or pulled out. Boom. Let's see how you can fly. Let's see if you can do it. So that's what they're trying to. So the Andromeda Council, they're actually relaying is that they're trying to do it as graceful, gently and graceful as they can, because it's the physical body, it's in the human bodies, and we're talking about all the animal kingdoms and our beautiful Mother Earth itself. It has to happen at a certain process, so we don't completely disintegrate is what they're showing me.
Which is true, because we're made of this earth. We're made out of what elements are available here. Mm-hmm. And that's another note that I have here that I haven't started that trajectory of looking at. But the elemental, like the elemental table, the table of elements of what we have or what are known, and clearing those out. So of course I don't remember that list. I remember the table, looking at it from back in high school or whatever. Mm-hmm. But going through within our physical bodies and clearing out those elements, raising them to the highest frequency, and doing the same thing for the earth. Because if we are clearing out all of those elements, which all of us and everything is made of any bad programming, black goo, incursions, manipulations, whatever it is, implants, that in itself will affect all of those elements within our human forms.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're made of. These are the elements. This is what our planet is made of. This is what we and everything that on this planet, except for stuff that has come outside of the planet that we don't know what the elements are yet. So it was the next project of looking at the elemental table and being able to clear element by element from my own physical form, or raising it to the highest vibration. Some elements we obviously need, and from the earth as well, to raise it to its highest vibrational alignment.
Yes.
Because they're talking that even though we're clearing the plasma fields, even though we're clearing for the collective consciousness, there are still many people, from what my crew says, that are maintaining that Schumann resonance, 7 hertz, the lower hertz. They're still maintaining that lower resonance. And so when people are like, oh man, I'm really down today, or I'm really whatever, it's like, yes, you are down. You are down in the lower frequency resonance. And that somehow we'll keep working to be able to raise everyone's physical forms by clearing them to keep them into the higher resonance of the planet, because she's obviously raising to a higher frequency. Because it talked about that when people still carry the lower frequencies, the traumas, the grief, guilt, shame, whatever it is, they keep broadcasting. I'm not completely exempt either. I would keep broadcasting that into my plasma field, which is affecting the areas around me. So as I'm clearing it, but I'm still one with all and still within consciousness, that as I come across you that has particular things that you're broadcasting into your plasmic field, it becomes a greater, it's not a boundary or a protection, but it becomes an awareness that I have of, this is a frequency that you're still carrying that I've chosen to release and not buy into it, not attach to it, not agree to it, not agree to discuss that frequency. So even as we're clearing out on the collective consciousness, people are continuing to recreate and recreate and recreate and recreate within their own plasma field what they're carrying.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes this, it's like a cycle, and I'm hoping at some point we'll have the answer as to how we can assist people in really clearing out all of that so that they don't have to keep recreating it. That's what's keeping it going. Yes, at some point it'll burn itself out, hopefully.
Well, that's where I believe the looping, as far as they call it, looping, quantum looping, the cycles that we keep, they call it, well, quantum, I guess, the cycles that you keep going around.
Yes.
And it really takes, on a serious level, really getting in and breaking everything down. So when you see these things come up, these triggers or activations, really looking at them and really seriously sitting there saying, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to buy into this anymore. I'm over it. Please, it's like constructing the ego and really just you have to keep breaking everything down until it's nothing there, and you'll see a little tiny specks of it come up and then it goes away. So I don't know. I look at it like particles, and you'll see something come and they'll be like, oh yeah, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And you'll just start like, and then the thoughts, the looping, the like that.
Wow, look at you. No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks. Which is, I just finished my book this morning, so I'm very happy to have done that. Yay! And a lot of, this is...
I told you, I said, get it done. Fine. No excuses.
Even burning my finger.
I don't want to hear it anymore. And I'm the procrastinator.
Because when I really, really, really burned my finger, and it was so funny because I just went, okay, thank you. I'm sorry, before this and better. And it was some spirit, man, my crew knows me so well, because whenever there's something that is hurting, or if I'm sick, or, which has been a long time, knock on something, but whatever happens that I feel like I'm not or can't do something, I go into this mode, well, oh yeah, let me just prove that I can. So it was like burning my finger, knowing I cannot type with this finger at all, actually forced me to finish it, if that makes sense. So yes.
I'm so excited. Well, you're sitting here, just explaining, like, how are we going to be able to help people? Your book is going to be able to help people.
This is true. It covers clearing processes of just about everything. The major stuff of getting all of this out of your body. I'm looking for an agent. I just posted this morning. I'm going to start looking for an agent to help me get it published and get it out there, because it is in, reclaiming your physical form, just getting rid of everything that you possibly can. So I'm excited. It's really, really, it kicked my butt working it. It definitely did, going through and working with my crew to write this. So yay, I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I'm still they're just giving me the healing modalities. That's basically what I'm working on. I have to receive them first and then draw them out. So it's going back into, do you remember the drawings for the chakra system that I did? We're going back to that again. So it's basically like Reiki symbols. It's the same thing. It's
sacred geometry.
Yeah, it's sacred geometry. So it's what I'm being completely downloaded with right now.
That's wonderful.
I'm like, yeah, it'll take me a while, because people have to get onto the chakra system too. There's one that's, they're explaining that, but I'm excited I really want to do more hands-on work. I enjoy doing hands-on work with crystals too.
Okay, then. Let it be.
That's what I know. That's what I'm like, yeah, let me get in there. Okay, so let's go back to the heart center expansion right now. It's major. So anybody who's feeling these energies, okay, it literally feels like your chest is being completely ripped open in the higher heart. Okay, we're going on to a new system, higher heart chakra. The they call it the threefold flames, are being activated too as well. Also, so it's a major, huge alignment here, heart expansion all the way to the back, which you were correct about that, because that started.
Yes.
The burning all the way to the back. And I was
Oh,
like,
did
what?
it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look at me. Don't I look better than sitting there going, I don't know what's wrong with me. Allison. Like
Like,
that.
I mean, it felt like a big, huge, like, hole in my
I
back.
know.
Like it was like some portal or something. It was just like constantly just ripping out, like tingly. And I was like, what is this?
It finally
But,
went like that, boom, and then all the way out. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel better today. I'm starting to feel so much better. And I'm like being free, because I was such in like, I didn't realize how much of an imprisonment I was in. And I'm not talking about like it's in the mind, but also like just me, myself, like just being always so completely enclosed and not feeling and not being vulnerable and just being open and being expressive and being myself, and just always feeling like, you know, I gotta hide, or like which is a lot of ego stuff. I noticed a lot of fear stuff, being hurt or by other people, or, you know, I don't know, just like I realized how much I was completely enclosed.
right.
And when it completely came open and went through the back, even though I had stuff coming up, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be completely open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be free. I'd walk naked if I could, but I'd get arrested for it.
I
I'm
found
probably gonna have, because I'm a mom, I'm gonna have to do it when Naomi's probably about 18.
Well, and I found that it completely, I mean, with the Kundalini and then recognition of the male and female and proper balance within myself.
Yeah.
And it was like, then with that happening, it's almost as though it really does give you this whole understanding of everything's okay. Everything is okay. And it's like this huge, bigger picture of, you know, I'm just one part of the whole. It's hard to explain, but it really did open up just huge levels of awareness and understanding.
Yes. I also think that because of the divine feminine, it was like basically what, let's just look at what happened throughout history. I believe a lot of women are feel very enclosed too. So that's something that I was going into, that it could just be like genetics, and then throughout, you know, across all time and space, past lives, or they're all simultaneously. But that was something else I was looking at, that we should be able to be our true and authentic self, and have, you know, the big open, and you know, step in our sexuality and our divinity, and really just be completely open. I'm not saying, never mind, I'm not going to get into that. We'll talk about that another time. You know where I was going with that.
I do. We have a choice. But and there's a section in my book again on the ancestry of what am I pulling forward from my ancestors? What programs are still in play that were theirs? You know, what are the characteristics that I have that aren't even mine? And again, clearing all of that out. It's
where the, you know, the woman's voice was very suppressed too for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The divine goddess was completely, the divine mother was completely taken out, is what I say at one point. And that was another thing that they were showing me. And she's coming back in. So a lot of women, I believe, are going to want to come completely out of their cage and be free and have their voice heard, and, you know, be who you are, you know, open yourself up. Not,
yeah, it feels
in a very pure divine way.
True, exactly.
Let it all hang out. No.
Goofy girl. Yeah, and it's as though it's been a role change, because there was so long that it was a matriarchal, you know, woman in charge and running things beautifully as it was. And it was though we went to the man going, oh, all right, would you like to try? And we let them, you know, take over, but it became so, I don't know, bastardized or whatever word, that's the only word that's coming to mind, where it was just so manipulative and so intense and so destructive.
Yeah.
That it's come to a point of, again, okay, we've got to have this balance. And this time, having done this way and this way, we are coming back to the merging point of what works for both. what doesn't work, and how do we come into harmony so that all are equal and all can thrive in the new system without one being over the other. And I am very impressed with and I'm very impressed with a lot of the divine masculine, the men now that are actually standing up and recognizing their own divinity, their own beauty, what they're worth, and allowing themselves to get out of the male ego that they've been thought and taught and punched into them is the way that men are supposed to act. Yes. And that's really refreshing to see. Yes. real men. Yes. That are coming forward.
And it's okay to cry. That's another thing for the man, is condition. It's human too. I mean, even for women too, but that's another thing for a man. Like, I can't cry. Yes, you can. Crying is releasing. And that's very huge for men. They'll start to cry and be like, I can't cry. Yes, you can. You have to cry. Then it's a form of releasing.
And because you've stopped it for the last 20, 40, 60 years of your life, you're going to be crying for probably a good 2 weeks. It's fine because it needs to go. It needs to go.
And expansion.
For some of us, crying for me is like in the moment, it assists, it helps, and then it's gone and it's like released. It's like, taking the lid off of a pot. But for some people, that's not necessarily beneficial. Some people write, some people, will journal out whatever it is and they get it out. So again, it comes down to, what is your personal expression? How do you engage your body in releasing and getting rid of it? Can you stand in a corner and just talk to yourself and, talk yourself your way through it? Do you need to write it? Do you need to cry? Do you need to, go for a 10-mile run? What is it that you can interact on your own personal way that allows you to release whatever it is? Because that's where we are. How do I change the structure, the cellular structure of what I've been carrying that needs to go?
Yeah.
We're all different. We really are so unique.
Everyone is different and unique in their own way.
I know. It's awesome. Definitely. But it becomes, it was a little difficult, a little trying on, how do I write the book for everyone on clearing, which I think I did a really good job with the crew. They really helped on, we've got the masculine, feminine statement and the feminine clearing statement. Doesn't mean that one's for masculine, one's for feminine. It means that there's a masculine way of handling clearing and a feminine way of handling clearing. And both are included in the book to say some situations in your life, like contracts and agreements, you can approach it in a feminine clearing way and get rid of it. Other things, it needs to be in the masculine clearing way. So again, there's that integration of neither one is better than the other. There are circumstances where a feminine way of doing things is correct, and other circumstances where the masculine way of doing things is correct. And it becomes allowing ourselves that leeway of, it's not masculine, feminine, it's just right and right.
Yeah. There is no right and wrong. There just is.
And you learn from whatever it is. I mean, the decisions, choices you make, and you take responsibility. You are accountable for whatever comes back to you, however you made someone feel, whatever went into play because of whatever you did. And that's things that people forget, because whatever you do, you may not necessarily get an immediate feedback loop, but whatever you did to someone else, if it's to someone else, you're going to have to pay for how you made them feel. And then for that reaction of where that went all along the line, wherever that timeline led because of one little thing that you did, we're responsible. Yeah. We're responsible for that. So again, it comes back to, what's the personal responsibility? I am in charge of my energy and my fields, and I do not want to react or respond to triggers, because I don't want to have to keep going out and cleaning up all that mess of what I've done because I didn't just breathe in the moment and say, okay, it's okay. I'm okay.
Yeah. Exactly. You have to be responsible. A lot of people, you're going to be more and more accountable for your responsibility and actions, especially to people that are in your life, in your reality as well.
But we're seeing it on the massive scale around the world right now.
Yes. But sometimes you need to make a decision if it's like a huge change. If something really no longer serves you, or a situation or environmental, then it's time to move out and to let go. And that's something my counsel has completely told me over and over again. Get ready for change. You have to realize that when change comes, let it go.
Yes.
And keep going. And just keep going. Because as you're moving into different vibrational frequencies, things, events, places, people are just going to fall off. And you have to just get ready. And, which is like my universe, going into my universe, you just get ready for the change. And then you have to go, clear all that as well. Let's look at your lessons. Look at what did you learn? Really take it in and really look at what you've learned. That's another thing that was coming up too.
And by being in acceptance of change that happens, then I'm not reacting, responding, and causing these effects.
Yes.
Change is going to happen, and the universe has already worked it out that this change is going to happen. And when I choose to flow with that, I'm not sending out the spark. Someone may get upset or mad, but that's not as a result of me, because the change is affecting. Again, it comes down, is it me that's generating it? No.
Yeah.
No, and that's what's beautiful about it, because if I sit and resist and kick and scream, no, I don't want to do this, no, the universe can't make me, then
no, and it's like it's going
causes
it's dragging you like this, and you're going no.
Oh man, if there's any skin on my backside left,
Yeah, as you're sitting here being like being moved, you're doing this, or I'm gonna scare the living crap out of you until you do. That's what I feel. We have to be okay. So there's moving into. Yes, we're here to be learned to be a full service, correct? But there's going to be a point in time where you have to do what's for your highest and best, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's the highest alignment, and also being selfish at the same time. It might seem selfish to you, because if a lot of us are very, giving and caring and open-hearted. So that's another thing, but it's really taking care of ourselves. It's self-care. All the way around is one of the biggest things that is coming up too. Also physical body self-care. It's still coming up. What are you eating? What the nutrition in your body, vitamins, exercise, all that stuff is coming up. How do you take care of yourself? How do you look at yourself? What do you say to yourself? Do you love yourself? Self-love. A lot of things all that stuff's still coming up right now.
It's all frequencies. Again, that's what we throw into our plasmic field.
Yes.
All of those emotions, all of that energy of thoughts.
Okay, before we close, we have so light codes, I will be getting out there now that I'm able to actually sit and focus. I'm able to start really working again. We're going to be doing, for people that already know this, we have the 12D shield activations. We're moving into the 15D shield activations. 18D shield activations and higher are coming through right now. Okay. Which we are going to be doing the cosmic plasma light codes, clearing energetic programs in the plasma fields is what you asked me to do. We're still going into the sun diamond codes, double sun diamond codes. We got the emerald heart codes coming, sun emerald heart codes coming through as well, which is those three right there are major codes that are coming through.
Yes, they are.
Yes, and helping us. So this is what I'm getting so far, besides the violet flame that I saw in my room the other night. The big flame. It was like getting out of, I was sitting there, I woke up, opened my eyes, and there's a huge purple violet flame in my room. Anybody else would have jumped out of bed going, ah! Like probably just jumping and running, and I just looked at it and go, oh, that's interesting.
Like, okay, what can I check in there? Just keep throwing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just like sitting there laughing. I like wake up and it's like the stuff we're used to now, the stuff that we see, and we just sit there and go, okay, cool. I'll look into it. Thanks. Like, how dramatic was that? Like, the whole thing was on fire, but it's just like hilarious. Anybody else probably would have running out or had a fire extinguisher going, oh my God, it's fire.
That's true. I would have gone, wow, thanks for cleaning up that spot, whatever that was. Thanks.
I know, I was like, thank you. You can see them through your third eye too. Like, as in, if you start seeing flames into your third eyes, they pay attention to the colors and start researching, because there's blue flames and violet flames. You have the gold flames. There's pink flames. So if you start seeing those, start researching, because those are actually the rays, the different rays that are coming through. They're saying there's seven rays, but I'm getting there's 14, also 12 solar. That's like a whole, we'll go into that a different time.
Well, the threefold flame, is the pink, the gold, and the blue,
Yes.
which when combined is the violet.
Yes.
That's why it's like a progression from, okay, you have these and you've progressed to the violet fire, which
Yes.
is very cleansing, obviously.
Which when I saw that, I was like, thank you. That's what I thought for me, is that I hit the, to the violet flame, and I was like, cool. Thanks. But yes, I do activations for that. I've been working with that probably for almost a year now. So with those 3 flames. Yeah. And then working when I do I do my light language too, as far as on my YouTube. But yep. Do you have anything else for today?
Not for today. If anybody is an agent or knows an agent, please let me know. Just send me a message, and I'm so excited.
Yes. Do you want to start bringing people on here to talk about their extension experience too?
Sure.
Okay. So if anybody wants to just be a guest, just let us know, and you can share your ascension experience, or anything that you feel like is coming through, or updates, or anything that's funny that you want to talk about. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
All right. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.